Crowley's appearances span a lot more seasons, and so do Bobby's.
Justin and Jared are obviously, like, Sam and Dean, they're in every single episode. They're in all 327. Cass is in 146, or at least Misha is in 146. Mark Shepard's in 67. Jim Beaver's in 68. Alex Culver's 39. Mark Pellegrino's in 38. Like, that is...
Do you have this in front of you?
Yes, I do. I do not just know this off the top of my head. I did start off with this not in front of me.
It's gonna be like, this is taken a disturbing level.
And then it's like Mary and Rowena, and then it's Chuck and Jody, and then Kevin. Kevin and Ketch have the same number of episodes, which seems absolutely insane.
That's wild. That's not true.
Insane.
That feels very fake, considering they're in... Wow. that broke my brain a little bit. Not gonna lie.
And then it's Metatron and Billy.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And then Genevieve Padalecki is like the next.
Which again makes sense. Lots of episodes in a short span of seasons.
And then, okay, here's a wild tie. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, Emily Swallow, who plays Amara, and Richard Spade Jr., who plays Gabriel. All have 12. They all have 12 episodes. John dies in season 2.
Oh, that's weird.
It only comes back one other time after season 2.
Amara's only in season 11 and season 15. And then, like...
And then Gabriel. It's just
Gabriel's, like, seasons 3 to 5, and then, like, 2 out of 3 episodes is season 3.
He's in season 2 as well.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
2.
Yeah.
Season 3. Mostly 4 and 5.
Yeah, and then 13.
And then a little bit like 13 and...
This show's wild for this.
Oh, and Charlie. Charlie was also tied with them at 12. Or like Felicia Day.
Gosh. Only 12 episodes. She deserves
And then
so
it's
much better.
Lisa, then Benny, then Rachel
Lisa
Miner's
and
Meg.
Benny. That's also very funny to me.
Especially because of their roles on the show.
We have a whole slew of like 9 episodes each. We have Zachariah, Hannah, Donatello, Ellen, and Naomi.
Wow.
Like, Abaddon's only in 8 episodes, which seems fake. Joe, Donna, Amelia Richardson, Sam's stupid girlfriend from season 8, and Eileen all have 7 episodes each.
No! That's wrong! Eileen's only in 7 episodes.
Oh,
that's
really?
And Maggie, their cousin.
Oh, wow.
Kelly has 8 episodes. She was just not where she was supposed to be in this list. Like, we're really getting into, like, bottom of the, like, Garth. Okay, 6 episode characters. We have Bella, Garth, Rufus, Claire, Dick Roman.
The chokehold that some of these characters have on the fandom, despite having less than 10 episodes, like, Garth features in so much fanfic for being a 6-episode character.
He is awesome, though.
Young Sam, Anna, Gadriel / Ezekiel, Ben Braden. I don't know how Lisa got so many more episodes than Ben did, but I guess she has a couple that Ben's not in. Balthazar, Mick Davies, Tony Bevel, Nikki Icox is Meg Masters. Yeah, those are our 6-episode characters.
Wow.
Tony, I remember her. Gosh.
Yeah, and then like it's wild how much character turnover there is. Like, but like just like the difference to go from like 327 episodes and then like the 4th and 5th characters have less than 100 is just wild. But like that makes sense. I mean, Crowley's only in like a little bit more. Like Crowley's in like I'd say between a third and a half of the show. Like he's only in seasons 5 to 12. Like he's only in 7 seasons.
Yeah,
only 7 seasons. When the show is so long, you can say that.
Like they're only in half the show.
Yeah.
And then like the next one is Jack, who's only in 3 seasons instead of 15. Like
numbers.
It's wild.
Goodness. I feel like Gadriel should have gotten more screen time. Actually, I didn't
well,
like
I mean,
his death.
to be fair, like half, like that's like Gadriel as like Timoa Pennicott.
Yeah.
Timothy Pennicott, yeah.
They brought him back?
Well, I mean, Jared is Ezekiel for like.
Oh, I don't care.
There's several
That's
episodes.
correct. That's correct.
There's several episodes where like Ezekiel / Gadriel
the
is like
characters there.
in Sam. Like
Yeah, that's like there's like a stretch of episodes where that's
Yeah.
the case. There's at least 4 or 5 episodes I think where that's the case.
I hated his character death so much. It made me so mad.
I don't even remember it, to be honest. It is not meaningful for me.
It's okay. It was meaningful for me. I thought he was an interesting character, and his character arc deserved to end differently.
Didn't he die because he exploded like in the heaven getting out of the...
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made him a suicide bird to get out of prison. Like, what the hell?
We need out of prison. It's like there's so many angels specifically that I do not care at all about their death, but I just remember thinking this is aesthetically pleasing because of the angel wing. But I did not care that a character had just died at all. But I was like, ooh, look at the burnt wings on the ground. That's so aesthetically pleasing.
I'm just watching it like this is a very nice consolation prize, but it's not good enough.
Anyone else have anything coherent to say? I feel like I don't have any coherent thoughts left in my brain.
Anything else coherent to say?
The way they killed off Mick was they did a whole arc, but it's still the way they killed him off. It feels like they could have done more. Davies
just gets killed very abruptly.
It feels like they could have done more with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the long line and long pattern.
And it didn't have a lasting effect on Ketch's character or anything. They just kind of forgave Ketch for that.
Ketch got redemption arc of Mick.
Yeah, it's true.
He felt vaguely bad about it, sort of.
Yeah, it's
so
interesting.
Nice.
I feel like it's funny. It's one of the things where I think what we reflected on is almost that not that they got worse about character deaths as things went on, but some of the better handled deaths were actually those early season ones. They were worse for I think one-off characters and small characters, but better for main characters in the early seasons as a whole.
Let's end this episode on a positive note. I feel like we've complained a lot, and that's all valid complaints.
It's okay. I'm sure I could dig up more of it too.
Let's all think about a time that they did a good job.
That we haven't already talked about?
Yeah. I mean, if we've already talked about it, that's fine. But let's attempt to think of a good one. I immediately thought of another bad one. And that is the second death of Mary Winchester, and now I want to talk about it. So,
it sounds like a bad one.
Title for a YA.
It sounds like a title of an episode, honestly.
The second death, Mary Winchester.
Just absolutely, I don't know,
bad.
In some ways devastating, in other ways just not at all devastating.
It felt inevitable, but not in a way where you felt like they.
It didn't feel at all satisfying. It was not satisfying. It's not. I don't know. They tried to resolve it by making her seem like she was good with it, but I would have liked to have seen her being good with it. I feel like one scene where we saw Mary Winchester's heaven would have gone a long way.
It's true.
In the decision that they come to let that slide, kind of.
Yeah.
We're talking about character deaths that well done, and I really hate to say it, but John Winchester's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think John Winchester's is fine.
Yeah, not just because we're killing off John Winchester, but because we had established him as this godlike mentor figure, and when we kill him off, we are putting the boys out there in the world on their own without him to call on and seeing how they do. And I just think it's very interesting, and that's why you kill off a mentor character.
Yeah. The one I was thinking about is Ruby's death.
Ruby's death is great.
Ruby's death is satisfying. It uses it as a way of revealing her true character and her true intentions.
She has a big moment.
It's a satisfying conclusion to her arc. It has power over the next part of the story.
Great direction from Eric Kripke on that scene as well. The whole scene is very well choreographed and well done.
It manages to do everything it needs to do properly.
Her death is abrupt, but it's a death villain, which is what we
had
established she was.
It brings Sam and Dean back together. It's a good moment. That's a good one.
It has impact in not just emotional resonance, but also in plot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think Nick was going to say something.
I guess going off Ruby, it's the one I liked was how Lilith how they cut off Lilith going into Lucifer. So.
Okay, Lilith.
Lilith, she had a really good death. It led to Ruby and I'm awesome, and it led to Lucifer rising, basically.
Yeah, Lilith and Ruby, their deaths were actually interesting.
What? I remembered. Sorry, I said let's talk about good deaths, and then immediately I'm just here's another death. There's Sam dies in season 4 randomly, and it's a death that I forget about often, but I think it's kind of a stupid death. It's really silly. It's very momentarily. Sam gets struck by lightning because in the wishing well episode.
Yep.
Right.
It was sort of a more comedic episode. I think it's a bit like Dean dying over 100 times in Mystery Spot. It's just not talked as much.
Good death. I would say AU Dean's death in the end in season 5.
Yes.
Where Sam as Lucifer snaps his neck. I think that's a very well done death. It's shocking, and then I don't know.
And
a lot of people don't like Sam, don't like Jared as Lucifer, but I actually really like him. I just think it's really different from later versions of Lucifer.
Yeah.
But that's not
I think
Sam's
I hate
fault.
most to the later versions of Lucifer, so I actually like Sam's version
cannot
of it.
stand Nick. I think it's way scarier. I think Misha does a good job at like sticking with the established character, but like this is really our first time actually like sitting down with Lucifer to like have a conversation. Like there was no pre-established character.
Yeah, with Nick's Lucifer, it just didn't feel right. So
well, even Nick's Lucifer in season 5 is better, but like everything after season 7 is based off of like hallucination Lucifer in Sam's head. Like that is the characterization that everyone goes with after that. And but like the end is like I just think like Sam in the white suit snapping Dean's neck is really just
and it's such a good image. Like it's so powerful, and it does a good job of setting up what happens in the season 5 finale.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, it does. Well, and I think that's like when they're doing deaths well, they're doing them as mirrors and call forwards and callbacks and like tying them into the fabric of the story in a way that actually means that we care, but we aren't like, we don't care because it was so bad, we care because it mattered. Like that's what character death is supposed to do. It's supposed to hurt because it matters, or be satisfying because it mattered. Like either way, whether you're happy or sad of it.
When a character dies, I'm not supposed to be pulled out of the universe, and I'm not supposed to think writers were just trying to shock me. I'm supposed to think like this matters to the story.
And then I think just to like call back to like Sam's not death and Dean's actual death in like Red Meat in season 11, always a highlight. That is a highlight episode for me. Just I think as far as deaths go, and like that is like right after they did the whole Billy like reestablishing that like death is permanent and like is a thing to be avoided for once. So like it is kind of like an impactful set of death and a fake out.
Yeah.
Yes, I do like fake outs, but I think Supernatural too.
I think they did a lot of things too much. I think it was one of the curses of being on for so long.
I think there's one thing we've established is that like overall just Supernatural is oversaturated with death. Like there are too many characters dying and too many characters coming back and then dying again for all of them to be meaningful and impactful, and spend the time grieving characters. Like the hits just kind of keep on coming, and at some point it's just like, well, either this person's gonna come back or like we just gotta move on. There is a point where it's like hard to attach to new characters when they're being introduced. Like Faith, she's been on the podcast before, but like she when we first met Charlie, she's like, well, she's like, okay, we've met Charlie, I know for a fact she's definitely gonna die because she's like a cool character, and like,
I wish I could say you wrong.
Yeah.
And then every single time that there was a Charlie episode, she like couldn't enjoy it. She's like, is this the one where Charlie dies? Because I know she's not making it to the end of this show.
You're always wondering, like, is this gonna be the one that she dies or he dies? Or
I think when death becomes a meme, then you're doing it too much in your show.
It really is.
Same problem with Game of Thrones.
Death ceases to mean anything, and that's a sign you're doing something. Something is not working.
It's a sign you're having too much of it. You're doing it too much.
Yeah, or you're not doing it well.
And death in real life matters so much because this is like an entire life has ended and it can't continue, and you shouldn't forget that on a TV show.
Even on a show that does have the predicate of like sometimes people can come back.
Yeah. If it happens every once in a while and it's not an everyday thing, it's fine. I do kind of sit every week with the death counts, and I just go, what's gonna look like in like 12 or 13 seasons? Like how could this number possibly look? Because I'm worried we're gonna hit like 5 digits. Like we're heading towards 2000 and we're only in season 3 of 15, and like there are many more deaths to come.
We did have the entire like apocalypse almost happen. That'll rack up numbers a little bit.
We're gonna get to the apocalypse, and like that's just gonna
just
gonna
bump
be
the numbers up a little bit.
Yeah.
There's so many estimates you're gonna have to make. I do not envy your job.
Yeah.
It's fun sometimes. It's fun. Anyway, let's wrap this one up for this week. I feel like this was good. Meredith, where can people find you?
Super turbo hell. And Tumblr, Instagram, and sometimes TikTok. Find me as Shades of Dayanira. And if you go there, you'll see lots of really cool drawings for the fantasy series I'm writing.
And Nick, where can people find you?
I will be on TikTok and Instagram, NickLink7. That's where people can find me.
And August, where can people find you?
Find me personally at astralspock on all platforms, TikTok, Twitter, Archive of Our Own. And you can find my Supernatural podcast at queeringthingspodcast.com.
Very fun times over there. I've been over there a few times.
Yes, you can listen to KJ's guesting on our show all the time.
I feel like I've been there like 5 times at least now. So
yes,
like...
I think so. Yeah.
Good times.
You'll have to keep track of your own episode appearances and somebody will get to Charlie or Gabriel.
Don't worry, I promise not to kill you off on our show.
I appreciate that. Next week we're going to be talking about season 3, episode 5, bedtime stories. Meredith and Nick will be back.
Can't wait.
Good times.
I've been KJ, and this has been Supernatural Opinions. If you enjoyed our show, the best thing you can do is subscribe on your podcast app of choice and tell a friend. Check out our link tree in the episode description for all of our social media and any other Supernatural related projects we might be working on. Send us an email. Our address is supernaturalopinionspodcast